Hello and welcome along to Forgotten stream. And this is semi-finals of United League Reborn 3, a Trackmania match between the Motivated Offense and Reven. This is a group, or I should say a bracket A match. That means the top 4 teams of this league, and they are going to be fighting for a chance to play in the grand final against whoever prevails in a CMC Trezen encounter, which is tomorrow. I would like to introduce MixD, who is going to be casting with me today once again.
Good evening.
So, I think we should talk about the map picks, because this match is going to be played on 5 maps, with 2 maps picked and 2 maps banned by every team. So TMO picked Snow, Reven picked Stadium, then Reven banned Island and TMO banned Bay. So we're not going to be seeing a lot of Trackmania Sunrise action, but
Well, we do have 5 maps tonight, so it's going to be intense, particularly intense with these Division 1 teams, who are, well, the Motivated Offense, they're motivated, and Reven might be even more motivated.
oh yes they are. How many times Reven won Trackmania United Leagues?
I couldn't say how many times, but certainly there's an element of recapturing past glories for them. They're on fire.
Yes, they have some sickest lineup in this league. They are trained. So my money is on Reven, but I do expect TMO to put up a bit of a fight, because they have Garfovsky, they have Oxyde, some air players like Galba and Lanz. They've also recruited Panoramix. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think I'd go along with that assessment. I'd say Reven slightly hotter. I'd give them the edge on this, but yeah, it's going to be some tight fighting. One driver that's particularly interesting me is to Garfovsky, who's been playing for years, and he just seems to be getting just better and better. You know, a lot of people sort of plateau in their skill level. He's continued to develop over the years.
Yeah,
Now he's, a really top-notch driver.
yeah, absolutely. I remember not so long ago in UL9, when was that? I should think about 2012 maybe? Yeah, that would be 2012, only 8 years ago. He was in TN2, and we definitely played against them. I was in DR, Digital Races, back then. I don't remember exactly how our match went. I can certainly say that we had Island, which we won, because I do remember
Yes,
a lot about my Island matches.
I was going to say, I guess you would have been driving that one,
Yeah,
that map.
Garfovsky was as well. Back then, I was able to carry against him. Nowadays, he's so good, I wouldn't stand a chance. Well, maybe I would stand a chance on Island, but that's about it.
So, we're still warming up here.
Yeah.
I'm driving.
Y-
Just I started driving because there weren't many people on the server, and TMO have sort of turned up in the meantime.
Well, yes, with 11 people driving.
So there's just myself and Minwee being rude. We're not actually on either of these teams. So I'll make this my last round. I'm making a mess of this anyway. And we'll just be polite and let the teams warm up properly. I presume they have their lineups finalized for each map.
Yes, I could already start making predictions. On Reven's side, they have 5 drivers playing at the moment. I would say we're going to see Cobra, who has a steady top 1 record. He's definitely going to be driving Stadium. Then definitely Clem, who is one of the sickest Stadium drivers at the moment. And I would normally go with Skoo, who is also known as Sky Knight. But the last Reven match we had Corky driving. So it should be one of those 4, definitely not Lolomax. And on
Sorry, carry on.
and on TMO side, I would go with Panoramix and Oxyde, and I should think Galba because there's 5 players on the red team, and 2 of them are you and Minwei.
Yeah, indeed. So the TMO 3 seem to be sorted. I have actually gone to spectator. Did that in the last round actually, but I'm still showing on the scoreboard. But I assure you, I am out. Lolomax has an insane horn. Okay, that's. I wonder if that's all the Reven drivers have that same horn. That's going to be a case of going into the cache and editing that horn out, I think, at some point.
Well, I unfortunately cannot hear any of those custom horns because I'm not using the locators or P2P. So for me it's just all box standard.
Lucky you. Okay, so one more warm-up.
Last warm-up round. About to go live on Stadium. That should be interesting. Well, on Stadium I am definitely going to favor Reven, based on what I saw in their previous match and just on how insane their lineup looks.
Yeah. Clem was staggering the last time I saw him driving Stadium. So hopefully he can repeat that kind of performance. It's something to behold.
Oh yes indeed. So far we actually have seen 59.17 in warm-up by Cobra. That is pretty fast.
That is, yeah, that's very close to Daddy 1.
Yeah, only 500th off. Alright, the teams are ready, but the players have warmed up and we're about to go live. Are you buzzing, Mix?
I sort of am, yes. I can start to feel perspiration on my hands. Yeah. The start of a semi-final. It's an auspicious time.
Hope the viewers in chat are also excited, because this should be fire. Yes, as I expected, Clem, Corky, Cobra for Reven, Oxyde, Panoramix and Galba for TMO. And they'll... and no, we're not currently going live.
Interesting. What happened?
Guess somebody missed the start, I should think.
Seemed off quick for that. So,
Anyway,
can't type that.
and the lights are out, and away we go, and everybody gets a decent start. Let's see what's going to happen in these turn with the poles. Nobody has crashed. Cobra in the lead, followed by Panoramix. Clem is taking the second position. I'm not going to spec Panoramix, he's lagging too much. He is currently fighting for second, trying maybe to sneak in front of Cobra. That is not easy so far. I think Clem must have crashed. He's almost 7 seconds behind the leaders. Panoramix fell back. He's in distant third now that things are changing too quickly. Yeah, Cobra leading from Corky from Panoramix, closely followed by Galba. Oxyde lagging a bit behind, and Clem is out of the round. And it is 1-2 for Reven, and it is a round win for them. 59-77 to start things off from Cobra.
Yeah, so Cobra might be revealing his potential here. I mean, we saw his very, very fast time in warm-up. I think in the last match he didn't do that great. I think he was very crashy, so hopefully he's bringing it together this time. Everyone gets away clean at the start. Cobra again with a very slight lead, and we have lost a TMO driver. That was Panoramix. Reven with a promising, very strong start with a 1-2. That alone would be a win for them. Of course, it's still very early in this round. So Oxyde is trying to battle, but Corky goes past him. Can he hold on to that? And Clem makes a slight mistake. Nevertheless, with Cobra and Corky up in the lead, they would still take this round. Galba and Panoramix have dropped way behind, so this should be safe for Reven. Feeling some disasters. And they take it easily on this round. So it's 2-0.
Yes, Cobra with another 59. So far we haven't seen any 59s from Clem. Let's see if he's going to warm up.
Oxyde did come close there.
Yes, Oxyde. What a legend. He's been fighting for high positions in GC finals back in the day. He's still there fighting at the very top level. Meanwhile, third round. And we have Cobra leading once again from Oxyde, from Clem, from Galba. Is anyone going to unseat Cobra? Oxyde is trying hard, almost succeeding at some point, but Cobra still has got the lines to carry him into the first position. At the moment it is extremely close between Oxyde and Cobra. Clem is gaining on them, but he had some slight bug which dropped him behind, but we are probably not going to see a TMO win in this round unless something major happens, and Oxyde crashes near the finish, and it is another 1-2 for Reven. Another 59 round from Cobra.
Yeah, very consistent. That's impressive. So Panoramix and Galba are really going to have to pick this up to give Oxyde some support if they're to do anything. And they are away clean again, but Reven with an early lead. Oxyde mixed in there. Panoramix giving a good effort this time. Corky has fallen behind, and Galba 2 seconds behind. So at the moment, looking promising for Reven with a 1-2, but again, Oxyde is right there, and he's gonna. And we lost Cobra. So this is getting interesting now, because suddenly it's a 10-11 round. It is still in Reven's favour, but TMO, if Oxyde can get past Clem, they could take this round. And it's going to be very difficult. It looks like Clem's got this on the last turn, and things have changed further back, so Reven do in the end take it reasonably safely. Panoramix ending up in the water there.
Yes, and finally Clem has woken up with a 59.64.
Which is the fastest time in this match so far.
Yes, things are heating up. It is 4-0 for Reven at the moment. Into the 5th round we go. Galba with a slow start, he's slightly behind, but he's about to come back. Panoramix in last position. The fight for lead is unfolding between Cobra, Clem and Oxyde. So far Cobra's on top of things. But those two are not giving up and are actually catching up. Ooh, it is so tight at the top. Oxy is falling behind, but Cobra had a bug that dropped him back. So it is Clem from Oxyde, from Corky from Cobra, and then two other TMO drivers. I believe Galba has crashed, he's over 7 seconds behind. And Clem with another 59 mid. And another convincing round victory for Reven. Match points, map points, sorry, already.
Yeah, indeed, and a 59.56 from Clem. He's very close to Cobra on the driver points. Oxyde also very close, 23, 22, 21 there. Potential match point, and Reven have been obviously very strong so far. Can they keep it up? Cobra has made a slight mistake, lost a little bit of time, but not too bad, and given the times he's been doing so far, he can catch up. He's in 4th already. So Oxyde coming alive, he's making up time, but he's gonna need support. Galba is right there, but Clem and Corky with a 1-2 right now would be a win, but everyone is sticking close together this time, so it could all change in these last few turns. This is a tough turn, this could be it, and Reven just need to do this last turn safe, and they've got it, and that's what they do. 6-0 for Reven. Well, a dominant performance on Stadium.
Yes, that was indeed dominant. I cannot say that it is altogether unexpected, but I was hoping for a bit of a more fight from the TMO side.
Yeah, none of those rounds were, I mean, looking at the points, there was 2-12-9 rounds, was the closest we got. So although there were some close drives, in the end, TMO just couldn't quite close it off, you know, with crashes near the finish. And
yeah,
they did keep it exciting, but just not enough against this very strong Reven team.
yes, so they weren't lacking pace, but they were lacking consistency. Or maybe they were just pushing too hard, trying to keep up with the Revens.
Yep, that could be it.
Yes, so that is Stadium done and dusted, and we are into the desert track.
And interesting, we've got an explicit warm-up. You can see on the right there an orange warm-up, round 1 of 2. You often see that in Trackmania United. People tend to prefer just driving normal rounds until they're warmed up. So I wonder if they're going to stick to 2 warm-ups and go. With 5 maps tonight, you know, it's good to keep things moving. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yes, and I'm also informed about the map order by Axatar on stream. That is Stadium, Desert, Coast, Snow and Rally. Rally would have been an interesting way to terminate this match.
Yeah. Well, we hope it's not all over by then.
Yes, we do expect, well, we do hope to see more of a fight between these two teams. So, on desert, I would expect, judging from what I'm currently seeing, Clem, Lolomax and Sib driving for Reven, and Oxyde, Garfovsky and either Pano or Lanz on TMO. My money is once again on Reven, because they have Lolomax, and that is quite a lot.
Yes.
In
Yeah, formidable presence, Lolomax, that's for sure.
But then again, we do have Oxyde, Garfovsky and Lanz, who is also no slouch. So
Yeah.
it should be interesting, but I favor Reven.
I think this is going to be a lot closer. Um, Particularly with Oxide and Garfovsky, they're definitely not going to be easy to beat.
Yes.
Uh,
And
well, you never know. With you know only to 6 points, it's always possible just to have a few bad rounds can really change things around. And yes, I'm
yes.
expecting this to be closer than Stadium.
And also, TMO are known as the motivated offense, and yet we all know it is probably an allusion to Trackmania Original, which includes 3 environments: desert, snow and rally, and coincidentally the TMO team are very strong on those particular environments.
Ooh, I'm not sure that's a coincidence. Or, well, it's not just a coincidence.
Probably not. That's how it
Uh,
works for them.
so, I'm not sure what happened to the warm-ups. I think yeah, they're not sticking to the explicit warm-up, which is fair enough, but I would say, well, why bother having it in the first place then? But okay. I hope nobody put in a world record time in that warm-up. That would be frustrating for them. And does everyone know how to respawn at this last checkpoint? Could be amusing. We've seen some brain farts at the finish here.
Yes.
It was a very crashy finish, or potentially to be very crashy.
But this is the top tier Division 1 drivers. I hope we're not going to see anything ridiculous at the finish. Even
Well,
if
you would think so, but I have seen uh, in past ULRs, sometimes even top tier drivers will make some silly mistakes in terms of respawns and crashes. So we'll see.
yeah, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think a lot of the drivers, you know, especially the more skilled drivers, in the earlier rounds, they maybe don't get as much training as they would like to have. And so a lot of their training will be done in time attack mode. Very often you don't practice respawns in time attack mode. And what you should do once you get to training in rounds mode is that you should be checking out the respawns. You should try to finish every round, and that means if you crash, well, you're going to have to respawn. So you should have tested those respawns. But if you haven't had enough time to train, then yeah, it can be a problem. But here we are in the semi-finals. Hopefully everyone's had time to train everything. They're not going to start making mistakes on respawns.
Yes, so the warm-ups has finished, the good lucks and have funs have been called, and we're going to witness Sib, Clem, Lolomax fighting against Oxide, Garfovsky and Lanz, and this is going to be fire. At least I hope it's going to be.
Well, it looks like Reven took the warm-up seriously. They put in some good times.
Yes.
TMO, I'm not sure what they were doing. Anyway, we're off.
Yes, we're off, and nobody has failed this first turn, which is blind and rather tricky. We are already witnessing a crash from Oxyde. That is not going to be good. Lolomax and Sib are leading away, followed by Garfovsky, but so far he is finding it hard to keep up with these two French players. And Clem must have crashed as well, because he is 5.5 seconds down. Garfovsky is gaining on Sib. He will be trying his best to get at least second, hopefully first, but with Lolomax driving, that would require Maruk to get that round victory. And Lolomax gets the finish cleanly and is already into a 57.37. Yes, Oxide had a bad crash, and ooh, he actually won't even be able to finish.
It wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Wow, what a messy round. A lot of crashes there. Only Lolomax really kept it clean. Here we go again, and Clement had an unusual start. Did he take a completely different line there? But then he's had a slide, so this could be a good opportunity for TMO. Sib goes slightly too high on that quarter pipe and loses some time. So at the moment this is a TMO round, but it's super tight in positions 4, 5, 6. That can easily change. Clem's struggling a little bit. He's just taking a few bumps and losing a bit more time. I think it's up to Sib here to make a difference, because right now with TMO in 2, 3, 4, if he can pull back some places and he gets past Lanz, that on its own isn't enough. Lanz is fighting back. Anyway, this could be a TMO round. Oh my god, and Lanz. I thought he'd crashed the finish, but I guess we just had some lag there as well.
Yes.
Finishes with the same time as Sib or Cybermix. Cybermix takes it, but it's not enough. TMO got that one.
Yes, and Lolomax lowered the benchmark even more with a 57.33. His times are to be watched out for. I am expecting a 56. Or maybe he wants to get into the finals and drive a 56 there. Meanwhile, third round, Lolomax leading from Clem, from Garfovsky, from Oxide, from Sib. Sib once again struggling with that mesh turn, going a bit too wide, losing a bit of time, but that is something he can live with. Ooh, he had a crash, and what looked like an 11-10 round from Reven is turning into something different and favors TMO. Lolomax in first position from Garfovsky, from Oxide, from Clem, and Lanz. Sib finishes last. Lolomax 57.13, but that is not enough to get his team a round win.
Yeah, Lolomax and Garfovsky dominating the points, 18 and 15 for drivers. Everyone else just sort of following up, pretty evenly matched so far. Sib gets a good start here. Lanz makes a mistake, so he's lost some time. Not much though, only 0.6 behind. 0.8 now. Up the front it's tight, but it looks good for Reven with 2, 3, 4. Lanz makes another mistake, so he's out of it really. So now we need to look at Garfovsky. He needs to make the difference. He needs to be getting up past a couple of Reven players to make it. An Oxide with a useful lead. It's only 0.3, but if he can hold on to it. One Clem makes a very slight mistake, loses a bit of time, and Garfovsky is right with him now. It's not going to be quite enough unless another Reven makes a mistake. Wow, and look at that time from Oxide. Personal best in rounds mode.
Yes,
707.
and
But a Reven round though.
actually faster time than Lolomax has managed so far. Impressive stuff from Oxyde. We're tied 2 for 2, fifth round. Everyone gets cleanly through that first section onto the should I say snaky banked section. Also nobody had any struggles, but Clem went too wide on that mesh turn, lost a lot of time, and so far we have Lolomax and Sib in the lead, which would mean that the rest is basically irrelevant. But Garfovsky is going hard. He's trying to get into second. He's getting closer to Sib, and Sib has crashed in the tunnel. And that puts him into third position. At the moment it still looks like a Reven round, but Clem has crashed. Yes, that will be a Reven round, and a 56 already from Lolomax. This guy is on fire.
He's pulled out a useful lead on the points there as well. 29 for Lolomax, 22 for Garfovsky. Lolomax showing his usual strength on desert. But a 3-2 for Reven at the moment. Clem with a slide, so he's lost a lot of time there. Clem and Garfovsky bringing up the rear, and TMO have got the lead. They've got a 1-2. So can Lolomax use his speed? We've lost a TMO driver. We lost Lanz or Garfovsky, but it's still a TMO round. Just. It's a 10-11. Clem, he's going to struggle to pull back a second and a half there unless TMO make a mistake. So if Oxyde can stay in front with a 1-4-5, this would be TMO round, but Sib is getting so close to Oxyde here. This is going to be tight at the finish. They're going to push. There's so much potential for crashing here. Sib with more speed, and he takes it.
Yes, incredible stuff from Sib. He fought hard and he got his team the round win. That was a lot of risk taken and it paid off. 4-2.
That was his best time in this match, and he did it at exactly the right time.
Yes, so that is 4-2 for Reven at the moment. Clem had a slow start. He's 0.6 behind the leaders. Make it a second. Ooh, Lanz has crashed. Sib has crashed. This is not looking good for either team, but Reven were favorites just a moment ago, but at the moment Lolomax and Garfovsky are fighting it out for the lead, and Oxyde has joined the fray, and he is now out after Lolomax's blood. Will he make it work? Lolo still hanging on to that lead, which would give his team an 11-10 round win. Will he crash? Will Oxyde catch him? No, it doesn't look like there's any chance. A 57-47 for Lolomax. I think Sib is going to finish. Yes, he will. Lanz is too far behind. And that is an 11-10 round for Reven team.
Yep, another 10-11 round. These are tight. But this is potentially a map point. It's 5-2 for Reven. TMO would have to win 4 in a row to take this map. Oxyde with an early mistake, so he loses about 0.5. Oh, he's a second behind, but Clem crashes, Lanz crashes. This is all changing. It looks good for Reven right now with 135, but it could all change. Whereas Garfovsky is taking the lead, it's not enough. That would make it a 10-11 round, and Lolomax takes the lead back, which gives them a stronger Garfovsky with a mistake. This is looking good for Reven with Lanz 11 seconds behind. That's not going to change, so they would really need to do a 1.36, and that's just not going to happen. So Lolomax and Sib with a 1.3, so they just need Clem to finish. And Clem does finish.
Yes, and Lanz with a DNF. Well, a 6-2 for Reven, but that was so much closer than the score shows.
Yeah, indeed. Lolomax with a 56th there. 45 points. I mean, on a personal level, on a single driver level, he really dominated this.
Yes, Lolomax was impressive to say the least. So that is 2 maps for Reven at the moment. They only need to win 1 more map to take this semi-final and move on to the grand final. We will see what TMO have for answer on this track, which is actually Galba's track, I believe. But this
yes, it is. Yeah.
this isn't going to be easy for them anyway, because I saw some impressive performance just last week from Reven's lineup.
Yeah, this is a tougher one for me to call. Corky, I know, has been staggering on amazing, I should say, on coast, but a bit inconsistent in my experience. So we'll just see. I assume he's going to be driving this, and hopefully he can keep the car between the white lines, as it were, and give a good fight. On TMO's side, it looks like Oxyde and Galba at least are going to be driving this, both very strong drivers. I would give Galba the edge on coast. I think he's their top driver here.
Yes, they also have Morgi, a coast specialist. I saw Panoramix driving coast pretty well. It's not that easy to call just what their lineup is going to be at the moment. But for Reven, I think it's pretty clear that we're going to see Clem, Corky and Skoo. And this, yeah, once again I do favor Reven on this track. We shall see how it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm really not sure on this one. I think I don't know who has a stronger lineup, so I'll put my money in with TMO for this one, just for the sake of being contrary.
Yes, I will put my money on Reven, however, but we are going to see how this is going to pan out.
Looks like we might have Lanz driving with TMO, since they were looking for him. It might be that they have a fourth driver on standby if Lanz has some connection troubles.
Yes, I also wonder whether they're going to drive Rally and Snow in case Reven take this track, which would give them the victory in this particular match. Probably they will, because this is a good tradition in TMU community.
Yeah, indeed. And with these experienced teams, knowing the personalities involved, they typically would be pretty keen just to keep playing, especially when they've trained.
Yes, and wouldn't it be amazing to see Oxyde, Garfovsky, Sib and Lolomax fighting on that rally track.
Yeah, there's something to look forward to.
So even if Reven take this track, the coast map, I would hope to see the two other tracks anyway.
TMO still deciding their lineup.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Corky counting himself out.
Apparently Oxyde trained a lot and he wants to drive this. Garfovsky questioning what a lot means in this case scenario. Yeah, the thing about Oxyde, he often plays without really any training. I'm also informed that all maps will be played anyway. That is good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, Oxyde, just one of those drivers who can seem to learn a map very, very quickly and get impressive times with low amounts of training. Or relatively low amounts of training, I should say.
Yes, well, a driver of his skill and experience is capable of pulling off just that. One more warm-up round. Clem is asking in French whether there's going to be another after that.
Well, it seems like Reven are pretty warm, but of course everyone wants to give their best performance. So getting warmed up is, or should be, the best way to do that. Or sometimes it can just let the pressure build up a little bit more and suddenly you can have driven warm up nice and consistent and suddenly in the match the pressure gets to you and you start making mistakes. Or even start taking TA lines because you feel you're so warm, you feel you can risk a little bit more, and suddenly just pushing a little bit too hard.
Yes.
We will see.
It is not the same when you've got the pressure of an actual match. It looks like they have finally warmed up and we're about to jump into action. The good lucks and have funs are called.
The definitive signal to the start of a map is good fun, have luck, says Panoramix, for the variety.
So that would be Clem, Sku and Corky driving for Reven against Oxyde, Lanz and Galba for TMO. Let's hope for a bit of a mob fight from the TMO side. And the lights are out and away we go. And so far it looks like Oxyde is leading the way, followed by Galba and Lanz. Skynite is lagging behind. Ooh, a double crash there. Oxyde and Clem that was, I believe, which means Lanz and Galba are up front, followed by Sku and Corky, who are catching up, but not quite able to get right into the mix. Into this chicane and a right-hander into a downhill. Sku with a bit of a slide. Corky still hanging in there, but not really able to do anything about it. And the air players driving for TMO are going to get 1-2.
Well, that's a promising start. 55.10 from Lanz. Really put in some good speed. but I'm expecting some faster times as the map goes on. So Skoo with a slight mistake at the start loses a little bit of time. Clem is away. Fast start from him. But at the moment, TMO with a 2-3-4 would be enough to take it. Corky is making a good effort to fight back. He's got some good speed on that wobbly section. Galba just losing a little bit, so Corky goes past him. Is this still a TMO round with Skoo 2.5 seconds behind? That's promising for TMO, but Corky really just needs to make up one place, and he is really tight with Oxyde as we come into the last two turns, and Corky slides! So TMO with a 2-3-4, they just need to safe through this last turn, and they do, they get the round.
Yes, that was an interesting round, but some crashes on Reven's side, and still a round win for TMO despite Clem getting 54.66.
2-0.
Yes, third round. Do Reven have an answer for that? Lanz had a small crash there. Fell to 5th, I believe. Corky isn't really inside. Ooh, a bad crash for Lanz. Clem is leading away, followed by Galba from Oxyde. Oxyde had a bad two-wheel moment. That will cost him quite a bit of time. Clem had a slide into a wall, and Galba is fighting Skoo for the lead. Not successful so far. So out in front, Skoo, Galba had a crash. So at the moment it is 1-2-3 for Reven, and it is going to stay like that until the finish. Not a good round from the TMO side.
Very crashy from TMO in that one, but that's okay. Everyone gets all their crashes in one round, so they only lose one round from those crashes. So they're going to have to regroup. I mean, they're still in the lead. It's still 2-1. So they just regroup, refocus, get back to not crashing. Fingers crossed. And everyone gets away clean. TMO with a slight lead at the moment. Corky lagging back a little bit, and Skoo with a slight bump. Everyone took it a little, lost a bit of time through there, and we've lost Oxyde. So at the moment, this is a Reven round with a 1-4-5. So Lanz and Galba with a slide. Oh, that's going to make it very difficult for them to come back. They really need Reven to make a mistake now. Galba, he's managed to refocus well. He's fighting with Corky, he's getting in there. Lanz has gone into first. Could they still bring this back? They need one more point. Oh, and Galba slides at the finish. So Reven get it with a 2-3-4. It's a little bit too messy from TMO. What a fight they put up for them.
Yes, a lot of close fights, but just not quite enough to take a round. They're tied 2-2, 5th round. Clean start from everybody. Ooh, Skoo had a slide into a crash. That will cost him dearly. Corky lost a bit of time. So Clem is in the lead of this round, followed by 3 TMO drivers. Unless they're going to crash, things are looking decent for them. Will they try to overtake Clem? They should be content with their positions. Because Corky is... Ooh, Galba with a crash. That is not good. Clem is still first, followed by Oxyde and Lanz. And unless Galba is going to drop back into the very last position, it is, yes, going to be a TMO round.
TMO making us nervous there. A lot of mistakes were made by several drivers in that round. A lot of changes made it exciting, but yeah, good job for TMO there. And everyone away clean again. Corky losing a little bit of time. It's not enough to. Oh, but he slides out. Okay, so now Reven, TMO have a definite advantage, even though they have Clem out in front. Oh, but this is such a good fight. This is a 10-11 round, or is it? It's just, it is now. Um, TMO have the advantage now with a 1-3, 1-3-5. Oxyde with a slight mistake, and Skoo goes past. We thought Skoo was a little bit out of it, having lost some time, but no. And Oxyde loses more time. It looks like Reven might take this now. Yes, with a 1-3, and there you go, a Reven round just like that, and it's 3-3. Wow, so many changes in that round.
Yes, an exciting round. So many fights happening all over the place. A lot of crashes, and in the end, an 11-10 for Reven. 3-3, we're tied, 7th round. I saw somebody sliding already. That should have been Lanz, which is not exactly good news for TMO. Skoo has got himself into the lead momentarily, but no, he's actually holding on to that lead. That was a good line through that tunnel. He is closely followed by Clem, Galba and Oxyde. Ooh, Oxyde crashed. That is definitely bad news for the TMO side. Clem is leading from Galba, from Corky, from Skoo. And it just doesn't look like... Ooh, Galba with a crash. Yes, that is definitely a Reven round win. 4-3 for them. Just too many mistakes from the TMO guys.
Yeah, the pressure is really showing. Everyone is just trying to take the tight lines and be as fast as possible, and it's just making it very crashy. That's why we're seeing so many changes. So hopefully TMO can bring it back here. It's 4-3 for Reven at the moment. Such a tight map. Corky has lost a little bit of time, but really not enough to make a difference at this point. He can bring that back easily. It is a TMO round at the moment, but Lanz with a slide, and suddenly it switches to a Reven round. Lanz with another slight mistake. Corky is right on him now, and Corky goes past him. Some mistakes up front. Look at that tight pack up the front. 4 of them so close, it could all change. Reven have got the 1-2, but not anymore, and we have a mistake from a TMO driver, and this is going to be a Reven round.
Yes, another exciting round, and the fifth, well, 12-9 just doesn't do justice.
5-3, map point.
Yes, a map points already, even though the TMO players do look strong and fast, but they're making too many mistakes. Round 9. Lanz is leading from Clem, from Galba, from Oxyde. Lanz had a slide. Ooh, Clem with a crash. That will put him out of the round. Lanz is leading from Galba, from Skoo, who is trying to get things going. Not successful so far, and with his teammates more than a second behind, he would really need to have the TMO players crashing. Lanz and Galba are neck and neck up in front, followed by Skoo and Oxyde, Oxyde, and they will bring it home. 5-4, Reven still leading.
TMO showing some determination and experience there, some grit. They lost a lot of rounds there. They went from being 2-0 up to 5-3, losing 5-3. But they're coming back. They have the potential. They have to win 2 rounds in a row, and they could still win this map. We've lost 2 Reven drivers at the back, so this is looking promising for TMO. Can they just keep it clean for this round? Clem out in front. He's been the most impressive driver here. He's got the most points. He's got the best time, but he can't do it on his own. TMO keep those 2, 3, 4, and they're sticking together with a nice consistent times. Corky is gaining though. Corky looking dangerous. TMO just have to keep it together. They need to keep the speeds and just no crashes. This is promising. 1 turn to go. They just need to go safe around here, and TMO have got this one, and it's 5-5. It's down to the last round.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no draw, which is very unlikely on this coast map.
Yes, Clem with a 54.99, but that is not enough to win them the round. 5-5. The final round. Who is going to take this map? Everything is on the line. We've gone down to the wire. At the moment, it is extremely close at the top. Sku had a crash, Clem had a crash, and Corky had a slow start. That means a triplet of TMO drivers separated by only, well, now nothing really. They're leading, followed by Corky, 0.4 behind. If they can only keep that, and as I say that, Oxyde crashes, they can just keep Clem and Sku behind. That is sufficient for them to win this round, and it looks like it's going to the way of TMO, which it will indeed, with a 54.99 from Galba to top things off. That was an exciting map.
I mean, from being 5-2 down, they won 4 rounds in a row to win that map. An impressive comeback.
Oh,
And they showed that the strength that you know, that we talked about before the map started. You know, oh, that reminds me. Yes, I predicted TMO. TMO win. I claim this one.
yes, take my money. You deserve it.
Well, but that could have gone either way. I mean, it was, as you said, right down to the wire, down to the last round. It could have gone either way.
Yes, that was an exciting match, and that is exactly what I was hoping to see all along, but not something we were treated on the first 2 maps. And now we're into Trackmania original territory once again. We already had Desert from that. So this is a TMO map pick, which will be interesting because they dare pick a TMO environment against Reven, who have Lolomax. And
yeah, how to call this one? I don't know. I mean, just staggering strength on both teams on this map. I really don't know. I'm gonna go with TMO again. What the hell?
yeah, we want to keep things exciting. But then again, they do have Lolomax Revens.
Well, you could say that about every driver on Reven's team, though, couldn't you? But they have Clem as well, and they have Panoramix. So, yeah, it's a scary lineup to face. But then you look at TMO, and it's also a very strong lineup. I mean, it could go either way.
Yes, they have Garfovsky, Oxyde, and then they're deciding between Lanz and Galba. And that is just so much skill on these 2 teams. And it is also an author advantage for Reven, because this is a map built by Clem, who is going to be driving by the looks of it.
I'm expecting to see a lot of crashes here. I mean, it's already, it's very twisty turny, this map. I mean, it's just left, right, left, right, left, right, non-stop. People are going to be trying to do the tightest lines they can. And this section here with this, you can quite often get bugs. It's very hard to get the timing of that right. You can easily pick up places there or lose places. And this finish, it also has, it has a safe route and a hard route. And there's not a lot of difference in time between the two routes, but I'm expecting the racing here to be very close, even as we get to the finish. So you're going to see drivers making the choice there. Are they going to try for what could be the faster finish? The harder finish should be faster if you can execute it correctly, but it is hard to do. And it could be enough to pick up point 2. That could be enough to just to change the whole round.
Yes, and I'm expecting some rounds to be decided over those bugs at the finish.
Yes, yeah, indeed. I'm also kind of expecting to see a lot of warm-up on this map. I think. I know if I was driving this, I'd want, yeah, let's do 7 rounds of warm-up. I think they've got rid of the explicit warm-up.
Yes.
Decided there's no point to that. So what do we see people practicing? So people are going for the harder finish, and they seem to be doing pretty successfully on it. In fact, to the point that Clement there trying the safe finish, I don't think he's practiced that safe finish, so he's not quite sure of the line there. If you do know the line, it is easier, but pretty easy to mess up as well, to be honest.
Yes.
Are we going for a restart already? 3 warm-ups and they're happy? It looks that way.
Yes, and
Good luck, have fun.
also Garfovsky managed a 59 in the warm-up. That was his personal best, at least in rounds daily.
Oh, wow, okay, okay. So he's going to be feeling hot.
Yes. This is going to be extremely exciting.
I'm assuming Garfovsky's going to be driving this. And Oxyde, his fastest time in warm-up was a 1:11, so I'm not sure.
Oh, he was crashing a lot.
Yeah, he is driving it though.
Yes, and the lights are out, and away we go. And Oxyde had a good start, but Clem had an even better start. And Lanz went a bit slow there. He's over 1 second down. Oxyde leading. Sip has crashed. Lolomax second, but Garfovsky is fighting for that second position. He is not exactly successful, and Lolomax is actually catching up with Oxyde. Can he wrestle that lead away? At the moment it looks like a TMO round, but Lolomax does want things to change. And also Garfovsky fell back behind Clem, and that also makes Reven the favorites. Yes, they should take this round. Yes, Garfovsky not quite managing to hold on to the forward positions.
Yeah, first 4 positions though, 0.7 covering them, so it's tight racing all the way. And we lost somebody. We lost Garfovsky. Okay, so that's and we lost Clem as well. Okay, so at the moment it is Reven, a Reven round, but it's a 10-11 round, so any change of positions could change that. It's going to be to these first 4 drivers in their tight pack that are going to make the difference. Lanz fighting with Sib. Now what's going to happen with this little jump? Lanz, he was a little bit late on that boost. I thought he was going to miss it. Sib crashes. And so does Lanz. But Sib is worse. This looks good for TMO at the moment with a 1-3, but Sib is coming back. Sib and Reven might have this. Oh my god, and Lanz with an incredible snipe at the finish. Wow, Garfovsky needs to finish, and he does, but a little bit lucky. Wow, TMO. Good job.
Yes, exciting. Only 200th of a second decided that round. Yes, so 1 for 1 we're tied, and we are going into another round. No crashes so far. Clem is ahead of the pack. Lolomax with a very different line compared to the others on that transition. We already had a crash in that tunnel. Who would that be? That was Clem definitely. Lanz is 0.6 in arrears. Also must have had a moment. But it's Lolomax out in front, and not anymore, because Oxyde has overtaken him. And Garfovsky is actually fighting for second position, which looks like a TMO round at the moment. Will Lolomax manage to do something? It just doesn't look that way. Oxyde is going for the safe finish, still finishes first. Lolomax second, and yeah, it's just a layer cake with the TMO drivers on top.
Like a layer cake. Yeah, you're exactly right. So no 59s in match yet. We have had Oxyde as the closest. And everyone away clean so far. Some slightly different lines at the tube there, but everyone has managed to stay tight. At the moment, Reven do have a very slight advantage, and Garfovsky falls a little bit behind. I think he had a wall touch. Oxyde and Lolomax very tight, but Lanz is going to have to make a difference here. Garfovsky coming back with some incredible speed through the tube. Who's going to make this jump? Oxyde makes a mistake. There's a mistake from Sib. Reven with a 1-2. It's looking good for them at the moment. Garfovsky hits. Did he hit that wall? He didn't seem to lose much time, but Reven with a 1-2. Anyway, they just need to finish cleanly, and they do.
Yes.
Wow. So that's 2-2.
This is some tight racing there. Exactly what I was expecting all along. We're just continuing from coast. And 5th round. Sib has already crashed right at the start. Garfovsky had a slow start, but everyone else is close together. Lanz and Lolomax going for the different line. Oxyde leading away from Lolomax, from Clem, from Lanz. And Lanz has crashed. Oxyde still first, but Lolomax is really having a go at it. Nobody suffered from that transition before the tunnel. Lolomax managed to sneak just a little bit ahead of Oxyde. Garfovsky overtaken Clem. At the moment it actually looks like a TMO round, so Clem will have to fight. Oxyde with a crash, that is not going to help his team even a single bit. Lolomax takes this round, and ooh, Oxyde must have had a big moment there, because he finished last. Another layer cake, but this time Revens are on top.
Yeah, at that time it was actually Oxyde's crash that made the difference. They had a 2-3-5, which would have been a win. Okay, so another clean start. Okay, oh, or it was. Did we lose somebody there? We lost where Sib has crashed, and Lanz has fallen back a little bit, but really not much. And in fact, he gets some good speed there. He's gaining. Lolomax really in there with the TMO drivers. This is too close to call Oxyde with a bump. It really doesn't lose much time. Lolomax has lost some time. Oh my god, and we have lost Oxyde. Oh my god, that's turned it around. It's now a Reven round. Lands with a mistake. I can't see this changing at the moment unless Sib makes a mistake. And he doesn't, that's a Reven round.
Yes, 4-2. They are getting ahead, the Revens. Oxyde needs to focus and stop crashing, because he started well, but he's already in third, 8 points behind Lolomax. 7th round, nobody crashing at the start. Clem once again very quick, but he must have had a small moment that dropped him back. Oxyde is leading from Lolomax from Garfovsky. Lanz crashing there, fortunately not losing a lot of speed. And it is neck and neck between Oxyde and Lolomax. They are fighting desperately for that lead. So far Oxyde is prevailing. Lolomax is not going to give up. He is resilient, he is experienced, he will do his best until the finish. He had a better line through that turn. That puts him into the lead. Everything will be decided on this finish, and Lolomax had a bug. And that decided the round. A double 59, 76 from Oxyde, 86 from Lolomax. But TMO take the round.
Finally some 59s, and your prediction came correct. Yes, one of the rounds was decided by a bug at the end. Okay, so we lost Oxyde again. What is happening with Oxyde? Another mistake. We've lost 2 TMO drivers, and that's disastrous for this round. I can't see them coming back from this. They're gonna need Reven to make bad mistakes now. Just Lanz left from the TMO side. Not gonna be enough. So Reven just need to drive it safe. Are we gonna go to 5-3 here? Let's see who can. Oh, and then a mistake from Lanz, and Reven really just need to take it safe through these last turns. They should have this round in the bag, barring any catastrophes. A couple of bugs, but certainly not catastrophes.
Yes, they were
easy one.
Comfortably ahead. Not we're going to be deterred by those small bugs.
Handed to them on a plate, but we've seen what can happen to plates.
Yes, 5-3. Map point for Reven. Will TMO answer that? They did on course. And in 9th round we already have Oxyde with a crash. That is not good news for the TMO side. They will be hoping for a crash. Oh yes, that is actually what they're going to get, because Lolomax has crashed. A rare occurrence. Meanwhile, Garfovsky and Clem are fighting for that lead. Garfovsky prevailing. Clem had a slowdown in that transition into the tunnel. And Lanz finds himself ahead of Sib. Yes, he keeps that 3rd place, so at the moment it looks like a TMO round win. Clem had a crash, lost a position, and with a 1-2 TMO should take this round comfortably. Will they? Ooh, Sib with a small bug. Yes, that is a 1-2-4. They do take the round. And what is it? Lolomax has actually crashed.
TMO showing their grit again. I mean, that finish looked nervous. I thought Lanz was going to crash. I thought Garfovsky, how bad is that bug? But they held on to it. So now 5-4. I mean, it is still map point though for Reven. So TMO need 2 rounds in a row. And we've seen them do it on coast, and we just lost Reven driver. We've lost Clem. Where's Lolomax? He's in the fight. Sib out front. This is a TMO round at the moment, but it's super close. Lolomax moving from 5th into 4th. He's getting on Garfovsky now. He's got just a little more speed. Everyone needs to brake for this. Sib gets the worst of it. And suddenly TMO in 1-2, but we lost Oxyde. He messes up the tunnel. And as Garfovsky's holding it, it's still a TMO round with a 1-4-5, but this is incredibly tight. Quarter of a second, a fifth of a second covering the top 4. Reven have it at the moment. Where is Lanz?
Lanz.
Crashes, and that's a Reven round. Holy God, and a Reven map. They take it 6-4.
Yes, an exciting round and a big crash from Lanz. Impressive performance once again by Lolomax on a TMO environment with 48 points to 39 from Garfovsky, his closest follower. Yes, so Reven do take this match because they have already won 3 maps. Fortunately, this is Trackmania United Forever, so we're going to see rally played anyway. But yeah, that was an exciting match on snow.
Yeah, as expected, very crashy. I mean, Oxyde had the best time there, but just too many crashes.
So, for dessert, we've got rally. We're definitely going to see Sib, Lolomax and Guy on the Reven side, and Garfovsky, Oxyde and one of those 2 air players on the TMO side. And this is going to be exciting. I can guarantee that, because Garfovsky is a monster on this track. Oxyde used to be a rally god. Sib is currently a rally god, and there's Lolomax once again. Because when we're talking TMO, we have to mention Lolomax.
Yeah, this is... I'm not sure how to call it. I mean, I would say Sib is the strongest driver here, but Oxyde is gonna... I expect Oxyde to give him a very close fight. You know, just who knows? This is... I don't know how to call this one at all. Oxyde, very crashy on the last map. You know, are the nerves getting to him? Is that what's going to make the difference?
Yes, also Galba with a fun fact, 7 persons managed getting a 111 on this track, and 5 of them are in this match.
Oof.
Well, I believe it's not strictly speaking true, because he's probably talking about the rounds daddy. 7. I don't know what he's talking about, because I only see 6 times below 112. There's definitely more players with 111s in TA. That will be Zeus, Neko and Arrow, the triplet of CMC drivers who are currently 7th to 9th in rounds daddy. And we should also talk about controllers, I guess, when we're talking about rally. So on Reven we have Sib with a steering wheel, Lolomax with a joystick, and Guy probably with a pad. And for TMO, Oxyde used to be a wheel player on Rally, so I don't think he has changed his habits. Garfovsky is a joystick driver, and I should think that both Lanz and Galba, whoever's going to drive, are pad drivers.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I couldn't confirm or...
If anyone in the chat does know for sure what controllers Lanz, Galba and Guy are using, please do let us know.
So Galba retiring there. Guess he's not going to be driving. So much chat in French.
Yes. So Galba is saying that if they had Red Shredder, the match would have been even sicker. And before that, well, Oxyde has thanked Black Q for this fantastic map. I don't know if Black Q is watching. Hello, if you are.
I saw that, but you know, I can't read French well enough to determine if there is sarcasm there or not. So,
Well,
I mean, I think it's a fantastic map, so I'm going to take it at face value.
yeah, I do agree with you. And I haven't managed to finish reading all of that French chatter.
I'd set a personal best on this map just this afternoon. I was messing around. It drove a completely terrible round and it turned out to be a personal best. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm still on
Here we go.
24th in Daddy. Yes, and the lights are out and away we go. This map doesn't decide anything at all, but they will be fighting for glory. So they have got the wobbly section safely through. Sib in first, followed by Oxyde, followed by Garfovsky and Lolomax. The wheels are prevailing, followed by the joysticks. Sib had a moment and he crashed into that fence, which puts Oxyde in the lead, followed by Garf and Lolomax, but Lolomax with a good tunnel entrance, and he is now second, but not the best line through that tunnel. He drops into third. He will be trying to get back at the TMO drivers. At the moment, Oxyde still first, but Garfovsky is third, but only just. And he drops back, and Lolomax is hunting down Oxyde. Momentarily finds himself in the lead, but goes over the edge of those wooden planks, drops some time, and that is Oxyde with a top 8 rounds daddy. And actually it's a TMO round win.
Yeah, Garfovsky trying to make us nervous there by hitting the rocks at the end for extra style points, but manages to finish. Giving the final punch that they needed to win that round. It was decisive. So Gui has dropped back a little bit. That wobbly section, so risky. Of course, with these skilled drivers, should be able to take it. Well, spread out a little bit. Okay, so Oxyde and Sib fighting. Did we lose Lolomax there, hitting the fence? Lolomax and Lanz are going to fight over last place. At the moment, TMO have got their layer sandwich or cake, their gâteau. And Lanz with a mistake, but he stays ahead of Lolomax, and TMO with a 1-2 at the moment, looking pretty safe. Can Gui and Sib make a difference? They've got their own personal fight, but they need to make up a good bit of time, or Garfovsky making a mistake would be enough. Is Garfovsky going to hit the rocks at the end here again just to make it exciting for us? At the moment they've got a 1-2, but it can all change here on this risky finish, and Garfovsky slows, but not enough. That was so close. An Oxyde with a 111 all of a sudden.
Yes, Oxyde taking me back to 2010, back when he was the dominant force on rally.
And Lanz nearly didn't finish, which would have made it a draw round, but he did get there in the end to claim that round.
Yes, 2-0 TMO are leading, but what is happening? Why has Sib crashed 2 rounds already? He is in first position at the moment, going for that 110 actually. He is followed by Oxyde, Lolomax and Guy. This is pretty close as it gets here. TMO not good with that tunnel entrance, that puts them on the back foot, but Oxyde is fighting back. He's already through into third position. Not anymore, he made a bit of a mistake there, but still fighting back into third. Will he get Lolomax? He will be trying, and probably not going to succeed, but anything can happen at that finish. Like Lolomax crashing into the rocks, not going to happen. Sib with a 111, 1-2 for Reven, and that is sufficient for them to take the round. 2-1, TMO still in front. And that is 4th round.
TMO with the advantage just now, but and we've lost a Reven player. Sib has gone 3 seconds behind. He's going to struggle to make that much time back. I mean, he does have the fastest time in the match, but not by that much. He had some wall hits, deliberate wall hits I should add, on the entrance to that tunnel. For some people it is just the preferred line. At the moment TMO with a 1, 2 or 3, it's difficult because Garfovsky and Lolomax are in a tight fight. At the moment Lolomax does have the advantage. And is he even going to chase down Oxyde now? Because he lost a bit of time on that corner, and Garfovsky is making up time on Lolomax. That could make it safe. Their layer gâteau is looking pretty at the moment, very tasty. Lolomax get into first to change that. It wouldn't be enough to win the round. He does get into first. Is Lanz gonna make it? And he does, and it's a TMO round. Again, super tight. It could change a 10-11 round again. And every time we've had a 10-11 round, it has gone TMO's way. It's 3-1.
Yes, but what is happening with Cybermix? He has crashed another round, finished with a 116. 5th round, into the wobbles. Lanz had a hit at that checkpoint. That will drop him into the rear. Oxyde leading from Sib, from Garfovsky, from Lolomax. The wheel drivers are fighting it out, and Oxyde is still in first. Sib will be trying to do everything he can to gain that first position. Will he succeed? We shall find out very soon, because there are still opportunities aplenty to make mistakes, which Oxyde has just done, and he lost that lead to Sib. Ooh, it is so tight between these two. Sib is clearly ahead at the moment. Will he make any mistakes at the finish? Oxyde actually made a massive mistake. And he will have lost a couple of seconds. 1-3-4 for Reven with Sib on 1:11. A Reven round win.
So 3-2. This is tight. No mistakes on the wobbles. Everyone is together. Oxyde with a wall hit there loses some time. So that looks promising for Reven. They do have a round win at the moment, but it's very tight. And Lanz and Sib fighting it out. And Lanz just loses a bit of time through the tunnel there, just on that last turn. So Sib out ahead. And at the moment, Reven have it. Lolomax and Garfovsky fighting. This is close. Garfovsky gets the advantage just now, but loses a bit of time. We've got even speed up the top here, through the bridge. Lolomax gaining a little bit. They do have this round at the moment, and it looks quite safe. Lolomax going past Garfovsky, and they get the 1-2. So pretty safe for Reven that time. It was close fighting through the round, but it's now 3-3.
Yes, Reven do tie the scores back up. And into the 7th round we go. Somebody went a bit wide on the TMO side. Wobbles, who I think they have claimed at least one person, that would have been Guy. Meanwhile, Oxyde and Sib, a familiar sight at the front. Sib hits that fence, drops into 3rd. And here we can see different approaches. Lolomax, for example, not going for a wall hit, but he is 0.7, well, make it 0.63. He's slowly catching up, but he's not able to get anywhere close enough to Oxyde. Meanwhile, Sib has caught up with Lolomax and will be trying to get into hot pursuit of that first position, but Oxyde is not going to give it up. At the moment it looks like a 11-10 win. Ooh, Oxyde with a bad crash. He will have to respawn or he will not finish this round. Had he not crashed into that rock, it would have been a TMO round.
Wow, what a turnaround. And that will have messed up his stats.
Yes, and Black Q will be happy.
And Oxyde was very tight with Sib and Lolomax on points before that round. And Lanz makes a mistake through the wobble, so he has to respawn, so he loses a lot of time. And Reven are up 4-3 on this map, and this round looks promising as Oxyde crashes into the fence. And Reven have a 1-2 at the moment, but Garfovsky goes past Lolomax. Sib crashes on the inside corner. Garfovsky goes wide. Everyone is losing time. What a messy round, but Reven have got a 1-2 at the moment. Gui is chasing Garfovsky. He's right on his tail. And he goes past him, in fact, and Reven have a 1-2-3. Now Sib and Lolomax just need to go safe now. All they need is the 1-2, and that's enough. No crashes, guys. No pressure. Of course, they can't hear me. But a 1-2-3, and Oxyde is actually the first team up, and Oxyde and Garfovsky going for the slow finish, the safe finish, because I guess they don't want to mess up their start, and Lanz going for an even slower finish. But does does finish. Reven with a 1, 2, 3, and all of a sudden it's map point.
Yes, what started so promising is turning out to be probably map loss for TMO if things are going to head in the same direction. Everybody going through that wobbly section safely. Lolomax was ahead but lost that lead to Sib, whereas Oxyde, he was in 5th, he stays in 5th even after that crash. Well, he gets into 4th because Lolomax had a bigger crash. But up front it is Garfovsky from Sib, and Oxyde actually retired. He has given up on the round. Let's see if his teammates are going to do anything in this round without him. But that is extremely unlikely. And Sib has retired. That is interesting.
I don't know what's going on. Lanz is driving the wrong way.
Yes.
Something?
Just
This
looks...
at the moment would be a draw round if they finish in the positions they're in just now, but I don't know if Lanz has enough time to finish considering he's going through the map backwards. Lolomax, I have no idea what's going on here.
Yes, only Garfovsky and Guy finished this round. It looks
So
like...
I think they're just going to rerun the round. For some reason they abandoned. I'm not sure why.
Yes, it looks like Oxyde has given up on the round. Decided to deal after a crash.
Are they going to rerun it? I mean, they could, but no. Okay.
It is 5-4 with that weird with that weird turn of events. And Lanz has crashed into a checkpoint, and that is Sib and Lolomax leading this round. Oxyde was following. He's too wide in that tunnel, and he is only 5th. It is extremely close between Sib, Lolomax and Garfovsky, who are fighting for that first position. Sib is prevailing. Garfovsky is getting... well, he was about to get Lolomax, but he lost some speed. And he'll be fighting Guy for 3rd. And we'll be losing that. So yes, it does after all...
off into the grass.
Yeah, it does look like a convincing round win for Reven, even after that crash from Sib.
So Reven take that map, either 6-3 or 6-4, depending on whether we count that round of retires.
Yes, so that was it from today's action. Reven take this match 4-1. They only needed 3 maps, but this is Trackmania, and we're going to get a lot more action than that.
Oh, what a match.
Yes.
Yeah, TMO really gave it a good fight.
Yes, so that is Reven going into the grand final, and TMO are looking at the a match for the 3rd place. Okay then. So tomorrow, do meet us at, well, I say us, probably just me, at the same time for CMC against Trezen. That should be an exciting match, at least I'm hoping it will be. And that will decide who is going to face Reven in the grand final and who is going to fight TMO for that 3rd position.
Yeah, that should be a close match. I give CMC the edge on it.
Ooh, I just don't know how to call that
Dangerous
one.
talk, I know, dangerous talk. But we'll, I'm just joking around, really. I really don't know. I mean, it's going to be a tight match,
Yes,
so we'll see.
Trezen look incredibly strong. I am fearing them, but we shall see tomorrow. And that was it from us for today. Thank you for tuning in, and see you tomorrow.
Good night.